All right, what is what? It's your boy DJ Melly Mel. You're not locked back in on the Plug Radio app for another episode of the world famous not syndicated The Cage. And what we got is a Crosstown shocker quarterback shakeup in the 5-6-1. Now, everybody knows when it comes to football, there's not too many platforms that cover football like Range Man, DJ Melly Mel, The Cage at this level. You have media companies that go out and do stuff here and there, but when you talk about the breakdown, statistic, evaluations, the film, and, you know, being able to really debate this game, ain't nobody doing it better than DJ Melly Mel. Just being honest. Now, we talked about a crosstown move that shocked Palm Beach County. Went viral. And I gotta ask, who ready for the smoke now? Because everybody knows one thing. I am a Palm Beach Lakes alumni. LOT, Lakes on top. It's tatted in my bloodline. Your boy might need to go start paying athletes for NIL. Because I got a quarterback that I like. Because my quarterback threw for 3,300 yards. 33 touchdowns. QBR of a 90. And then decide to switch over down the street to me. But let me say this. This was not just a transfer. This was a power move. And I understood. Because this can change the dynamic of Palm Beach Lakes roster. Now, let me preface my statement by saying this. I am a Lakes alumni. I love Palm Beach Lakes. I would do anything for that school that I needed to do to help that school, right? And I have the utmost respect for Coach Tyrone Higgins. That is my guy. He coached me in football. I worked alongside with him. Like, that's my guy, right? Al Shipman, that's my guy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a bittersweet situation because Gardens is losing a very, very important piece in their offense. And that could cause them to struggle if they don't find a replacement for him, right? So it's kind of like I'm happy for Palm Beach Lakes because I got a quarterback that I like. But I'm also pretty upset because I know that puts my guys in a bad situation. You know, because like I said, this isn't a transfer. This is a power move. It really, really was. And, you know, it's going to change the dynamic of a lot of things. Now, with that being said, some of y'all real quiet because y'all going to put Palm Beach Lakes in y'all skeleton thinking y'all got an easy victory. And some of y'all ones that were talking crazy last season, keep that energy. Because we about to make y'all uncomfortable. So, Jordan Johnson has officially transferred to Palm Beach Lakes High School. And he went to a crosstown rival. The same city. The same fans watching. The same opponents. But now, just different energy. Right? And let's talk about the numbers because it's not hype, it's facts. It's The Cage. We speak facts. 3,300 yards passing. 33 touchdowns. He's averaging about $135 to 150 total yards per game, completing 56% of his passes with a QBR of 90%. That's not average. That is game-changing production. Because let's just be real. Jordan Johnson matched up against all quarterbacks last year statistically with less weapons. And we had a big debate last year about who was the better quarterback, Max or Jordan Johnson. Of course, I rode with Jordan Johnson, Palm Beach Gardens, and he got the win when it mattered the most. Game changer. You know, and this was not random. This was a calculated move. I had spoke to multiple sources, and, you know, part of what he wanted to do was to continue leveling up his game. You know, he understands he has to trust the process, but he wanted a bigger vision long term because he wanted to look at the weapons as an example. Lakes got dogs on the outside. Let's just be clear. That receiver group is probably one of the better groups in the county. And anybody that would argue me that, look at the Division I interest and offers that's rolling in. So he has guys that will be in the ESPN Top 63 from an offensive weapon standpoint. And they have been very vocal. Sources are confirming that they're going to give him the keys to the offense. They're going to allow him to work around. Okay? And they're going to give him the freedom to call plays as a QB1 status. And that was something that was very, very important to him. And at the end of the day, it was personal happiness, right? And let's be real. That's what matters. You know, I always tell people, if you're not happy doing something, why are you doing it? And this isn't about Jordan, but this is also about Palm Beach Lakes is loading up. You know, like they got a motto right now. Let's make Lakes great again. Okay? And you give that quarterback with the weapons, the freedom, and the confidence. That offense is about to look different. And the spring is going to be their test. And now the pressure shifts. Can Lakes turn this into wins? Or is it just hype on paper? And here's the interesting thing. Did Jordan make the move to win? Or did he just shake up the city without a championship plan? And that's where, because this is the cage, we asked the tough conversation. Stats are cool, but winning talks. So Jordan, I know you're watching this. You family. But you got to win. I mean, you have the tools that you need to be successful. You have the answer to the test now. You got offensive weapons. You got confident play callers. You got all the things that you need. Now, there is no excuse. Okay? And one thing for sure that I want to say as I close is when week 1 hits, all eyes will be on Palm Beach Lakes. And if you're on that schedule, your ass better be ready. All right?